thanks for tuning in. You know how Dan always gets flat tires on his cars? Well, he got tired of lugging around that heavy jack, so he got this from Vevor. Looks like it's going to be useful. Hey Dan, run that intro.
Hey Gearheads, thanks for tuning in. On this episode of Dan's Garage, I'm going to be showing you a really cool tool. So you guys know I'm always changing wheels and tires on these old Chevelles, fixing the tires, putting new wheels on, changing stuff up. Well, jacking up the cars is always a pain in the butt. You got to grab one of those big jacks and you got to bring it over to the car and jack it up. If I use my heavy duty one, it's kind of heavy. If I use the light duty one, it's nice and light, but it barely works on these old cars. I used a tool years ago at a restoration shop I worked at that was like a rubber air bladder, and you just hooked it up to air. So I found a company that has them, and they hooked us up. Let's check it out. So this is from a company called Vevor, or Vevor, you can say it either way. They hooked us up. They have a ton of stuff on their website, so check that out. I'll put a link in the description, but let's open it up and see what we got. All right, got it cut open. It's a heavy box. Good thing they taped it well. We got an instruction book. We'll put that to the side so you can see it later. Looks like it's wrapped up well. Oh, and it's heavy. Give you a hint of what it is. Look at this bad boy. Oh, this is going to be awesome. All right, we'll put this to the side. And got some really nice handles in here with some styrofoam. I'll move this over. Got another handle here. Got the air controls. I've got some hardware. Alright, so as you can see, it's a Vevor airjack. This is the triple bladder, and they have two different versions. There's one that's on wheels with a big handle if you're working in a big shop. And then there's one like this with just the two little handles, and they do have two different colors as well. Alright, so I got these handles mounted on. I love the way that the screw heads are flush to the bottom, so you can lay this flat on the ground for when you're lifting something up. These welds are not the most perfect welds, but they do look like they have nice penetration. This looks and feels very solid and good quality. One thing I don't like while I'm putting it together is they do have this hose here that's a little long. So I'm going to go ahead and trim it because I don't want to try to, you know, kink it or bend it or something like that. Obviously that's not going to be good, but it is just a hose, so it's no problem to just trim it and get that to fit better. All right, I got it together, so everything's looking good. In the end, I only had to cut about 1 inch off of this tube, but it's just rubber tubing, so not a big deal. I do notice that this is at a bit of an angle, which may give us some problems with the air fitting down here. So I'm going to straighten that out as well. So just little things to notice. I did also check all of these screws and they are all tight, so that's good. Another thing I'd like to point out is they give you two different air hose fittings, so hopefully one of these will work for you. If not, and you have a different system, I'm sure you have something laying around that'll work. Operation's pretty simple. You have your air hose here, so this is your air in. So you just want to open this valve slowly until it gets to the level you need. You can open it all the way up if you're going up a whole lot. And then when you're done, you just close it off. Of course, once the jack is in operation, you don't want to use it to support a vehicle. You want to put a jack stand under it. And then when you're done with the air, you'll just open up the air out valve. Again, open it up slowly, let the air out till it's all the way down, and then you're good to go. And make sure you close that one back up. It does have an over protection valve here as well for pressure. So that's nice that they put that in there. So its height, when it's all the way compressed, is about 6 inches to the top of that black pad there. All right, well, let's give it a little bench test here and we'll check the full height. Wow. Doesn't even fit in the screen. All right, let's check that full range. It's top about 18 inches. So your full range is going to be from 6 inches up to 18. All right, so now to compress it, we're just going to go ahead and use the red handle. And again, we just want to go slowly. Of course, if you have a load on here, it'll probably go quicker. Feels like really thick, good quality rubber. As you can see, we have 3 bladders. They do have units that only have 1 bladder or 2 bladders, depending on your needs. Obviously, if you only had 1 or 2, it would be a lot lower. So if you have a really low car, low rider or something, you might just want to get the 1 bladder and then you can pump it up and get started with that. But there you go. Goes down pretty quickly. Again, if it had a load, it would go down even quicker. Back down to that 6 inches. Now, if you're wondering about capacity, which you should be with something like this one is 3 tons, which is 6,000 pounds. So it could probably lift this whole car up, but we're not going to do that. We're going to lift one corner up, and then we're going to lift it up by the center of the rear end. See how she does. All right, we're going to go right under this rear trailing arm and see how she does. I mean, the beauty of a full frame car, but this thing lifted up the entire side of the car. Look at this. I mean, I'm not going to go under there because I don't have a jack stand, but yeah, it's got the whole car lifted up on this side. So I'd say that's pretty good. All right, we'll let it down, see how it looks. So another thing I noticed about this when I brought it over to the car is that this seems pretty solid, but this one actually just comes right off. So if you're going to hold it by these and walk around with it, you definitely don't want it falling out on you. So you might want to just put a little bit of glue on this. Maybe they just missed this one. This one seems like it's fitted a little tighter. Other than that, the operation is really awesome. So now I can't use this under the car because the controls are here. It wouldn't be safe to be under a vehicle while you're lifting it up on an air jack, but I really got this just for the 4 corners of the vehicle to do wheels and tires. So this unit is going to work perfect for me. It's nice and compact. I can just throw it on a shelf and store it nice and neat. Now they do have units with the long handles. When you get a long handle, they put the controls at the end. So if you are going to be lifting a car from the back or the front, you get the one with the long handle. It's got wheels on it, so you can wheel it under the rear end or the front cross member. And you got your controls where you're nice and safe while it's jacking up the car. Now when you go onto Vevor's website, you'll notice on the categories, they have hand tools, power tools, automotive, air tools and compressors, lawn and garden. I mean, they have everything on here, so definitely check out their site. You can see here under air tools and compressors, they have a bunch of things, a lot of 5-star ratings from many people, so it looks like they have really quality stuff here, so definitely check out the site if you're looking for any kind of tools. And then they also have a bunch of hand tools, tap and die sets, chisels, clamps, vices, sockets and bits, wrenches. I mean, they got everything. And they even have a clearance section with some of these air jacks. I don't know if they're discontinuing the colors or the style or what, but they got a bunch of stuff on clearance. Again, a lot of 5-star ratings, so I'd say this stuff's pretty good quality. So overall, I'd say this thing is a win. You know I'm going to get a lot of good use out of this. It's going to save my back from having to jack up and move the regular jacks. I just bring this thing over, pop it down, let the air do the work for me. So really, really good piece of equipment. Did have to make a little adjustment to it. Got to work on this still. But the construction itself is really good quality. You see on their website, they have a ton of tools, hand tools, power tools, all sorts of stuff. They even have house stuff, backyard stuff, kid stuff. So check them out. And this thing came here really quickly too. It was like a couple of days it got here. So shipping is really good. I haven't had to use customer service, so I don't know about that. But again, they got a lot of 5-star ratings. I'll put the link down below for their website and for this particular model. But if you're looking for anything else, definitely check out that site. You know, Christmas is coming, so maybe you need to drop some hints to the other people in your family. So that's pretty much it for now. I'm going to put this thing to work and get some work done on this El Camino, get these wheels and tires changed so I can sell it to you. or maybe the Malibu that's outside. If you don't watch my channel, check me out. I got a lot of classic Chevelles that I'm selling as projects. I also got my 66 that I'm working on all the time, just for fun. So until next time, I thank you for watching. So stay positive and keep on wrenching.